Hi and welcome to Friday Talks, a weekly show where we got to talk about anything that comes to mind. As always, I hope you guys have had a nice week and a nice weekend. My weekend was nice and pretty fun, but my week has been absolutely awful. My God, it's probably been one of the worst weeks I've had in a good while. We'll get to that. I'll explain it later. So as you guys know from the last Friday Talks, I spent this weekend with a few friends in one of their houses. So one of them has this like vacation house or everything that's like in the middle of nowhere, and it's like this big living room. It has this cool ass backyard with a swimming pool that doesn't actually have water in it. It's just like, it's not a functioning swimming pool, but it's just this really nice house in a super nice place where all you hear is the birds, and it's super nice to relax. Like, it was such a great weekend, just hanging out with them and being in this really nice place overall. It was awesome. I brought my Oculus Rift so we could play VR. We played mostly Phasmophobia. We played VR Chat and Propagation VR, which I still have to record for a channel. That game is terrifying, Jesus Christ. Two of them tried out VR for almost the first time. They'd tried it before, but they tried it more in depth and with more time, I guess, I think, this time around. And it was just like really fun. We watched a few videos. We played Adam Lost Memories and finished the game. You know, it was just like fun overall. We went to a castle to visit a castle. Jake walks around the forests and everything. It was a really nice weekend. So I went on Friday night after work, and we came back on Sunday. Yeah, overall it was really great time, and it was great to see them again. In fact, one of them I hadn't seen in 5 years. Like, in 5 years. That's actually crazy. It just hit me. I hadn't seen him in such a long time, and he's very different, which is really funny. And like, you don't see a person for 5 years, and then you suddenly see them again. It's just like, whoa, dude, such a big difference. And it was really cool to see him again. The other, it had been a couple, I think I saw him last year. He lives in the UK, but he's over in Portugal visiting, and is originally from here too. And it was super cool to see him as well. So as for what went wrong, Sunday, one of my friends, he really enjoyed the VR experience, and he really enjoyed playing VR Chat as well. And so he was like, man, I want a VR headset. At one point he suggested that we looked at like secondhand VR headsets and everything so he could buy one. I had my Oculus Rift laying down for, like, it's been on that wolf and it's not anymore, and you've already probably guessing what happened. But I wasn't using my Oculus Rift. It was just like, I was just using it as decoration. I was keeping it as collection sort of thing, because it was also my very first VR headset, so it has a kind of like emotional value to it. But I was like, well, I can sell you mine. And so I sold him my headset. It was like, okay, yeah. I used it, he used it, and another friend of ours used it, and like, it was working, everything was working just fine. So, you know, we didn't really look at the headset or like try to test it out, because we had been playing throughout the weekend and everything was Gucci. He brought it home and he set it up, and apparently he played it twice and it was working fine as well. But this Wednesday, so like yesterday for me, he messaged me saying that the audio on the left here had stopped working. So we started looking for solutions, and he saw this video where you had to like put a copper wire sort of thing to bring the audio back and stuff like that. Overall, it was just like kind of frustrating for both of us that the VR headset kind of broke like that, like the audio broke just like that. Like, he bought it for me, and two, he used it twice, and then the third time I was gonna use it, like, it just somehow it just got busted. It was really frustrating because like, I've had it for 3 years. I used it for 2 years because I got my index last year, and it was always working fine. I never had any issues. Like, the only issue I had was the cable, the cable that came with it originally. It snapped, and so I bought a new one. That was literally the only issue I had with it. And while we were spending the weekend together, the headset was also working pretty fine. And then exactly when I sell it, it's when it snaps. After trying to solve it, we started kind of arguing with each other, because then he thought I was trying to scam him. But then I was like, I had to bring up my points that I wasn't, because I mean, come on, we're friends, and you know, it would be really dumb of me if I had tried to trick someone who knows me and has constant contact with me. It was just like really bad. I was very frustrated that had happened, because like as soon as he started bringing up those issues, I was like, damn it, like, did this seriously happen when I sold it to him? Like, what if he thinks that I tried to trick him because I didn't tell him or something? Like, that's the first thing that comes to my mind, is like, he's gonna think that I tried to scam him, and I hated that. And it turned out it's real, actually what happened. But then after talking it out and everything, thankfully, and I'm so glad, and everything just ended well, okay, because basically we came to an accord. I'm going to refund him the money, he's going to give me back the headset, and he wound up like understanding my side of things, knowing that I didn't actually scam him, which I'm so glad. And like today I've been like super nervous the entire day, super anxious, because just constantly thinking about this. And I messaged him and I was like, hey dude, like I'm feeling really bad about this, and like I just want to make sure, like, you know, I didn't try to scam you, right? Just to make sure, just so I could put my mind to rest, because it's been really eating me up from the inside out. He said, yeah, I'm sorry, I don't like the way I reacted either, I'm sorry, and it's all good. So like we're all in good terms now, which is so nice. It's like such a huge relief for me, and I think this is the best way to do things. Like, you know, like I give him the money back, he's gonna give me the headset back, and we're just gonna keep stuff as they are. So my wolf is gonna have his headset back. It's gonna go back in the background, because right now I was thinking of putting Spyro there. My Spyro popped here, but this way, like, I'll just put the headset back on my wolf mask, and yeah, we'll go back in the background. And I think this is the best way of doing things, because like I really don't want him to like have a busted thing that I sold him. Like I feel super bad about it, because, you know, I myself I've had issues with like my index as well, and it's frightening when you have issues with VR headsets, because, you know, they're really expensive, and trying to fix things, like, it's such a pain in the ass every time. I think this is the best way, because I don't mind having it even if it's busted, because I don't really use it, and I can just keep it as collection, and things will just be all right between everyone, and he doesn't have to worry about broken stuff, and I don't have to worry about him thinking that I'm scamming or anything like that. So things just got solved. Such a mess. But I'm so glad that things got solved, because, you know, I just didn't really want us to be in bad terms or anything. But anyway, things are fine. Yay. As for the rest of the week, Monday was absolutely awful. I spent the entire day with work, obviously, and I came back from the little weekend I had, and for some reason I was just feeling terrible the entire day. I don't know why. Personally, I really don't know why. It's like, you know, when you feel really bad, but you're trying to put your finger on why you feel bad, but you don't know why you feel bad, you just do. That was Monday for me. And most of Tuesday as well. And I don't know, I guess it's like when you really start thinking about all the things that you're worried about regarding your future and what's going on right now. And like, when I think of the things I want to do and how frustrated I am with work and how much I really dislike working there, and then you start thinking that, like, man, I still have this amount of months ahead of me, if not years. I don't fucking know what the future is gonna hold for me. And knowing that, like, I have to wake up tomorrow in the morning and I have to go to work and endure it 8 hours again, and all the customers, because working retail, like, trust me, working retail is so bad. Like, working retail is hellish. And maybe I'm making it sound a lot worse than it actually is, because, like, I can't complain about my team, because my team is awesome and I love everyone in my team. Like, my coworkers are such nice people, just really good friends of mine. My boss is, you know, what a boss would be, but he's not like a super toxic person that you would usually associate with boss. It just really pushes you a lot, and, you know, that's expected, because, you know, he leads the entire team, so yeah. But man, just like the entire thing with customers and having to sell things, and the pressure of like protection plans, and I hate it. It's so frustrating. And I hate sales. I hate sales so much. And I'm starting to think that even though I'm a very energetic person, I think I have a lot of like introvert in me, because I always get so drained after work because of being in contact with so many people, that when I get home, I barely even want to see anyone from my family, which I hate. That's such a bad thing. I hate that. I feel this way, but it's like I'm so sick of seeing people all the time and talking to people all the time and being frustrated with people all the time at work because of customers and everything, that when I get home, it's like I just want to be alone by myself in my room and resting and relaxing to my own music and just doing my own thing, just, you know, just gathering my energy back. And it's like, at the same time, that's such a frustrating feeling, because I want to spend time with my family, but I also don't have the patience or energy to be like socializing, and it's just such a terrible shock that makes me feel super bad, because I feel like I'm wasting so much time being by myself, just relaxing, or working on my videos or stuff like that I could be spending with my family as well. But then at the same time, I also want to spend my time being productive on my projects and the things I want to do. And it's just like this mass, just this huge mass that I don't really know how to fucking deal with. My God, it's just crazy. It's crazy. I don't know. And so like that's one of the big reasons why I'm always so frustrated with work and why I really want to get out of there and work on my own thing and like having my being like I want to be productive in a creative manner. I want to be creative professionally. I'm already planning on taking 2 courses. The courses I've mentioned before, I'm planning on taking them next year, early next year, and going part-time on my job. I think I'm already starting to really settle on things, which is great. If I go over to part-time, then I'll have a lot more time to rest and I won't have to deal with customers as much, which means I'll be able to spend more time with my family as well, and probably be not as exhausted all the time, and not be like as energy drained as I've been for I don't know how long. Yeah, and I was going to segue into something and I forgot what it was. Right, I think this was all a big reason why I was feeling so bad on Monday, because usually when you come from vacations, it wasn't vacations, but you spend a weekend out. But after you come back from vacations, whether they're short or not, or whether it's just a weekend or not, you get this like post travel depression sort of thing. It's not really depression, but it's just like you just feel really fucking down and it just feels super upset about things. And like, I think that's also kind of what I felt. And then I started missing my friends because I spent 3 days with them. So like just suddenly not hanging out with them anymore again and being alone again is like weird, even though I love being alone. But then it's just like, I don't know, it's just fucking weird, man. What the hell? I don't know. I'm like, my mind is just such a mess this week. But yeah, like, and then Tuesday was also fucking shit because again, I was at work as well, and I thought it was gonna be better, but it wasn't, because it started the day on a wrong foot because I had to tend to a customer that was like a huge hassle, and it just kind of ruined the rest of the day for me. And then just like so many things that really suck, they all add up, right? And it's just so overwhelming that you just feel like absolute shit the rest of it. I don't know. It's just the only day that went well was Wednesday up until like the night. So like at work, everything went super well. I was actually pretty happy the entire day and very energetic. But when I got home, I started playing. I've been playing Genshin Impact, which, my God, such a good game. But after I got home and played for a while, that's when my friend brought up the issues with the Oculus Rift he was having. And then was when we argued with each other, and that's when everything went downhill, and like that the rest of the night like was terrible. And then because of that, I woke up feeling super anxious because of that whole entire situation, because I even had fucking dreams about it. And today at work was just like a really shit day as well. It wasn't as bad as Monday or Tuesday, thankfully, but I was just like anxious the entire day. It just wasn't the greatest day ever, but oh well. It's part of life. Thankfully, I'm actually feeling rather nicely right now. I also talked things out when I got home today with my friend, and everything's all right. And tomorrow I'm off, so I'll be able to rest a little bit more, and I'm gonna record videos, and it's gonna be fun. And so like, I'm starting to recover, and tomorrow I'm just gonna like really, really recover mentally from this shitty ass week. Genshin Impact is another game that I've been super addicted to lately. Like, how can that game be free? It's so good. Like, it's so good. Just imagine Breath of the Wild was sort of like maybe Final Fantasy, I guess, or I don't know. It's just like you can climb everywhere. The world is so vast, and it's an open world, and it's so well built. Like, a lot of the times when you see open worlds, it's just like all of it's just kind of the same thing. So you get a lot of like, oh, this is grass, no, there's a tree and there's a rock. Oh, there's more grass and there's a tree and there's a rock. Hey, look, there's more grass and another tree and another rock. They're just like positioned in different positions, and then there's like occasionally a river or something. But a lot of it just feels like the same, repetitive and empty. That's not the thing with Genshin Impact. My God, that game is just Jesus Christ. Because everywhere you go, there's always something to discover, something to do, some new place to just look at, and like, wow, it's crazy. You can't just be running around this grass field and then you find a chasm and you can fly down there with your glider, and then there's like this river with enemies, and you kill the enemies and you follow the river, and suddenly if you turn right, there's this huge like ice plant beneath the ground that if you approach out of curiosity turns out to be a heckin' world boss or some shit. Or you can like be walking into this just exploring, which by the way, exploring is so rewarding in that game. Like they reward you for just finding everything. It's awesome. And there's like these little challenges that you find as you go, or like little spirits that you hit them and then they start running away from you, and if you follow them they'll bring you to a visible chest that has like items on it. And like the first time you discover that, it's so magical because it's just like this little floating spirit that you're curious what's this, and you walk up to it and then it just starts running away and you follow him and bam, it's amazing. And then the game like explains you what you find as you go, so it doesn't hit you with a massive tedious tutorial right at the start, which to me is really nice. And everything's just so intuitive. The skills are cool. I wish there were more, but they're still cool. Like each character can do different things, and you can just like be exploring, find a side quest, do the side quest. You go to this little small islands, which by the way you can use frost skills to freeze the river, and so you can cross, because like there's stamina, so if you swim too much and you're in the middle of a lake when you run out of stamina, you will drown. Same thing with climbing and everything, you'll fall and whatnot. So like you can use a guy that does like a frost attack to freeze the lake, and then you can cross over until the small islands, and you can fight these monsters. And then you look to your right and there's this massive tree with like an inn built on top of it, and then you can travel to that tree and you find more side quests, and then you go venture out into entire new place with high level monsters, and you unlock more parts of the level of the world, I mean, and just so many things, so many different things to do. My god, it's so just, man, it's constantly hitting you with new things, and I love it. Like it's such a good game, and the visuals are amazing. The soundtrack is beautiful. The entire main quest line is voice acted with in English, Japanese, Korean, and Chinese. I don't know, man. Like I'm loving that game. So great. It has a really it brings you with an experience that I've always wanted to find in a game, and it's not an MMORPG like I would have liked it to, but it's still like such a blast to play by yourself. And eventually there's co-op when you get to level 16, adventure rank 16. You can co-op with other players, with friends of yours, and you can do dungeons together. And they will be like dishing out a lot of patches with like improved stuff and reworked systems that I've already announced. I'm having such a happy time playing it. Oh, also, during the weekend at the house, there was a reason why I mentioned the swimming pool wasn't functional. Something really nice that happened there was the swimming pool at like on the bottom, since it hasn't been used for a long time, it has a bunch of leaves on it that fall from the trees, and then because of the water, it forms this little like water layer with leaves thingy. And there's like little frogs in it. It's so cute. There's like little frogs in the swimming pool all around, and just like jumping in the water, and it's really super adorable. It's really cute to find frogs in there. And we found a toad also outside of the swimming pool. I actually have a photo of him. I'll probably pull it up right here. And it's really cool. It was so cute to see those little frogs and toads and everything. It was awesome. It's a really nice house because it's like very countryside, and then there's like a lot of forest around it and everything. And yeah, overall it's a perfect place to rest, to relax. Really, I loved it. It was really fun. There was another thing that happened on Friday. It was really funny and a really fun experience. So when I left work, I drove home, I got my stuff ready, I packed up to go over to the weekend. I went to take the bus to go meet my friends, and so they could give me a ride to the place. While I was waiting for the bus, it was supposed to be at the bus stop by like 7:30, and so I was waiting. I got there at 7:25, so I was clearly on time. And then it was like 7:30, 7:40, 7:50, 8 p.m. and the bus wouldn't show up. I was there with the laundry lady. She was a stranger, obviously. So I was listening to my music on my headphones, and all of a sudden, like she's on the phone, and then she gets up, and she looks at me. She goes like, "Oh, are you going to the city as well?" And I told her yes, that I was. And she asked me if I wanted to ride, and I was like, "Oh, well, I mean, sure, I guess, like if it's okay with you." And now there comes a thing like never accept rides from strangers, and like that's the first thing I thought. But then again, it's like depending on the situation, you can kind of tell if they're trying to like kidnap you or not. And in that case, it was obviously genuine, even though I was still wary of it, because basically like she was there first, right? She was there in the bus stop before I got there. So she had a reason to be there. And obviously she wouldn't be able to guess if some dude would just randomly show up there to take the same bus she would have. If it would be suspicious if someone was on the car and they just parked the car next to you and was like, do you want to ride? That would be suspicious, and that is something that I would not accept. But in that situation, it was obviously like, it would be impossible for it to be planned in some way. So yeah, you know, I trusted her. And so we went over to her place first, which was like right around the corner. She went to get the keys, and then I waited outside. And as I waited, and as we went to the car, I texted a few friends of mine that I talked to the most, and I was like, okay, dude, so I was waiting for the bus didn't show up, this lady offered a ride, I accepted it, here's her name, because she introduced herself to me, here's her name, here's her car license plate, I'm leaving from this place, I'm going to this place, here's my dad's phone number, here's his name. So I just like prepared everything, and I was like, if I don't respond in the next 30 to 1 hour, then you guys know what happened. And it was just kind of, they were just like, whoa, what the fuck, dude, like, what are you doing, stuff like that. But yeah, the lady was super nice. We were the entire ride talking about how I got my driver's license and she gave me tips to like drive in the city, which is a really busy city, and it was really nice overall. It was just like a nice chat, and obviously everything went well, otherwise I wouldn't be here probably. But she left me at the place that I asked her to, and it was just like this really cool experience that I was not expecting to happen. The funny thing is, right before she asked me if I wanted a ride, I was thinking to myself, what if she has a ride now and I ask her for a ride? But like, it's those kind of things that you think of doing but you don't actually never do. It's just like a thing that comes up to your mind. And then right after I have that thought, she asked me if I wanted a ride, which I thought was really funny. That was the thing that I definitely had to share, because it was a really funny experience, something that I never experienced either. But yeah, I think that's it really. I think that's it that I have for this week. Overall, it was a shit week. Some good things happened, some bad things happened. The weekend was nice, the week wasn't so much. But hey, better days will come. And tomorrow will be my day off, so I'll be resting, and it'll be great to recover from everything. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe and leave a like if you'd like. Comment down below anything you want, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.